There is a surge of conspiracy theories and misinformation online in the aftermath of Helene, and some are blatantly false while others toe the line between reality and fiction. But now members of Congress are calling for hearings on the spread of these online lies. Chief Legal Analyst RHODES with me right now to talk about it. From Helene to the elections, can social media companies really be held responsible for the spread of misinformation here?
Misinformation, disinformation, and a lot of things. But let me read this to you. No provider or user of an interactive computer service shall be treated as the publisher or speaker of any information provided by another information content provider. Those are known as the 26 words that created the internet. It wasn't Al Gore, it was these 26 words. This is what Section 230 is in outline and saying.
History
in there, it's
lesson,
protecting the
Yes.
internet. This is it right here. If we don't have these words, we have no internet. You have to have the protection of not being able to be sued for everything that's uploaded, or I wouldn't feel comfortable putting anything up there. If I'm the provider, if I'm the host, if I'm the company that's allowing data to be placed on the internet, and I can say, you know what, I can sue you tomorrow for whatever you put on there, I can be held responsible. I'm not going to let you post anything on there. I'll be the only creator. And so what they were attempting to do was clean up and open up the internet. Most of the code that this was brought into was wiped away. They thought it violated a lot of free speech, but 230 stayed. It stayed because there were a lot of lobbyists, specifically internet lobbyists, Google, Microsoft at the time, that was pushing for this to stay in place. This gives them protection, kind of coded in protection.
Yeah.
But most recently, there has been pushback, specifically with the TikTok case. In the Third Circuit, the court there allowed TikTok's case to continue to go forward and said, yes, there is a protection. However, it is no protection when you amplify, when you are actually directing and sending folks to the information. You're no longer hosting this information. You're no longer the provider of this information. Now you are actually engaging in presenting and giving out and sending people to that information. Now you've shifted positions, and that's what happened to TikTok, and I think that's what's going to happen to a lot of other companies.
Well, and you got to bring up Elon Musk with X and Twitter right now, because it seems like he's promoting some, I wouldn't say it seems like, he is promoting some of these conspiracy theories online with a lot of followers. And how do you have any kind of accountability on that?
Prior to TikTok case, I think that he would have been free to do exactly what he's doing. But I think this TikTok case opens the door and at least cracks it open for somebody to say, you are falling within the guidelines of not being a provider, but being someone that is influenced. And he's done this in the past. He had issues with the SEC, with his company. He's had issues with the FTC. He's had a number of issues where he's kind of toed the line and made it where, okay, I'm promoting my business, or I'm doing it in a way that kind of skates the rules. This is in that same vein. Why? Because he owns the platform. He not only owns the platform, that is a public forum. It's a place where people go and discuss topics. So now you've created this public forum, and you are participating in that public forum, in directing people to sometimes misinformation. The other issue with this type of thing is it's divided across party lines. And so you have Democrats that believe this place needs to be protected. It needs to be, regulated heavily. But on the other side, you have folks that are saying it's over policing, it's over policy. And so I'm not sure where this one will be split. But that TikTok case is very interesting. A person died based on one of those crazy challenges that were happening, right? But that normally is what happens. When something bad happens, our government reacts. We're not really good at being proactive, but we're extremely good at reacting. I think the reaction from that TikTok case doesn't knock down Section 230, but it for sure weakens it. And folks, things that Musk is doing and other companies that are pushing information, not just allowing it to be hosted, they're going to be in trouble. All
right, it is something that certainly we're going to keep an eye on for the next 11 days, and then beyond after that. Khalif, thanks.